Welcome back to the channel, riders. As you have probably guessed from the thumbnail, this is going to be a kind of a reveal video of what my phase 2 for Project Mighty Mouse is going to be. But I am going to make you wait till towards the end of the video to see that, because it's going to just kind of be a general all-around update video on all the machines. Mainly because, as you can see, Raging Rhino is still in pieces. We're still waiting parts, so he's kind of taking up the hillbilly garage here. So he's back together. We can do a few little things on the other machines, but my big project for Mighty Mouse is going to have to wait till we can get it in here. And again, we'll get to that in a minute. But first off, again, Raging Rhino still sitting here pretty. We're still waiting on the parts to ship. Working on getting the motor cleaned up, mostly getting the old gasket cleaned up here, and then we'll scrub the outside and stuff before we start reassembling, which, not much to see here. I don't know how much of this I'll actually cover in the future, probably a little bit. I kind of did this with the Articat. You saw some stuff here and there. Once all the parts get there, one thing I did do that you guys haven't seen is I did end up putting this front sway bar back on the X4. As you can see here, it's all nestled in nice and pretty. With the exception, I did do the massive overkill mod to this, which basically all that involves, let me see if I can get in here to show you. And it's going to be dark in there. Oh, I think if I get a light, you'll be able to see. Flashlight! Oh, where has my flashlight gone? Oh, where can it be? There it is. Now, I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, if I don't get the light right on it. But I did install a washer behind the upper sway bar mount bolt, because I know Massive has pointed this out in the Facebook groups on his forum, that the front sway bars on these X4, you get them from the factory, they don't hardly move at all. They are stiff as stiff can be. So what he did was add that little washer behind that bolt to space it out a little bit, and then the sway bar can move freely, and that helps to soften up the suspension. Now, why did I put the sway bar back on? Did I not like it with it off? I loved it with it off for technical riding through the rocks and stuff, like you've seen in some of the meet and greet rides. However, now that I'm starting to do some performance mods, we're still running the HunterWorks sheave in this, and we're going to be doing JBS, we're going to be doing probably Reflash. Hopefully Weller's going to get that turbo released here soon, and hopefully maybe they'll want to send one my way for proper reviewing and testing. Weller Racing, if you're watching, let me know. Please, please. I'm not a little begging. Anyway, now that I'm doing all this performance stuff to it, I like the way it handles and takes the corners better with the sway bar on. You don't have the roll with it off. You had the body roll, the front would dip, and it would turn. With the sway bar on, I can kick this rear end out, and it drifts like nothing. I mean, it is so fun to drive with performance mod and the front sway bar, the way you can just whip that rear end around, and it feels so much more stable doing that with the sway bar on. That's why it's on. I'm probably going to leave it on. Again, we have Mighty Mouse here. He's our slow technical guy. I don't have a pure sport machine. I don't know if I'll ever get one, or when I'll get one, or when Honda will send me a Talon. Again, I'm not against begging Honda. Because of that, the X4 here is kind of my performance buggy, even though it's technically or what do they call it, a recreational buggy, but whatever. She's got good power. She's got a lot of fun factor. So that's where this is. That's why I put the sway bar back on there. So that's that. We are still running the HunterWorks sheave in here. Weather, as you can see, is breaking. I'm down to just a sweatshirt and not all the coveralls. And I probably got at least 100 miles. Probably, it's probably actually closer to well, maybe not quite 200. We'll say between 100 and 150 miles on the HunterWorks sheave. And I'm really enjoying it. There is one thing I did have to do that I didn't really take time to film because I was in a hurry. I did have to pull the HunterWorks sheaves off and fix up a screw up I did. After I ran it for a while, I heard the belt start to slip and squeal, and then it would really jerk in violently like stuff was slipping in there. And I thought, well, what in the world was going on? Well, it turns out when I put everything back together, I had a couple of the cam plate sliders in upside down. And so what that equaled is, instead of the cam plate allowing things to slide nice and even, it was going cockeyed, and that was throwing everything off. I fixed it, I got them all in the right way, back together. I put several miles on it again, and she's running like a top again. So we're gonna get down to the test track real soon, and we're gonna get our 0 to 30, our 20 to 40, our low range runs done on this guy, so we can get some cold hard numbers to compare against the stock sheave. And once that's done, then we'll be swapping in the JBS and hit and repeat. One project we're going to be going here before long is we are going to snorkel her. I don't know if we'll do much for the air intake. It's up nice and high, but I do want to get the CVT exhaust, which runs about right here, up, because I do get in the mud and water with this, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes intentionally. But you guys have seen the videos of me cleaning the CVT in this, because I have gotten water splashed up and run down the exhaust tube and into the CVT. Nothing bad. The design's okay. We're going to make it better though. So we are going to snorkel this guy, at least the CVT. That'll be coming up. Also, let me go to the parts table. Yes, we're getting closer to the Mighty Mouse Phase 2 reveal. It's coming. But we also have just a quick little install here. Reverse light for the X4. And the stuff that makes it pretty much plug and play. Wiring harness, the relay. Because if you guys don't know this, but the X4 is all set up for reverse lights that will automatically come on when you put it in reverse. The wiring's there. You just need to buy the relay, the light, and hook everything up. So we're going to be doing that here before too long. And that brings us to these boxes of goodies for Mighty Mouse Phase 2. Let's start off here. We'll get some of this little stuff out of the way before we get into these bigger boxes. Again, we need some more lights on Mighty Mouse. We're going to hook up some reverse, or some of these little pods for backup lights on Mighty Mouse from FCK Light Bar, which is now a new sponsor of Appalachian Mountain Riders. So guys, make sure you check out their website. I'll leave a link in the description below. They have some awesome lighting options for you guys to choose from. I will be getting my own code for you guys to use at checkout for a discount, which I will leave in a link in the description as soon as I get that. If I don't have it by the time this video comes out, I will add it later, so keep an eye out there. It comes with the wiring harness and everything. I do have the Honda relay, which means I could hook these up to come in automatically with reverse. I don't know if I'm going to do that, or if I'll just hook it up through a toggle. I don't know, or I may do both. Usually the rocker switch is kind of a bypass, so I can have them on whenever. Now for some goodies. You guys know that I installed the 32s. I put the 27s back on Mighty Mouse because in the snow it's having a little bit of hard time pulling it. I looked into gear reductions and was kind of astonished at the price of what a gear reduction costs for parts, because I'd be doing the work myself, obviously, for a little tiny gear. So we're gonna just kind of, instead of spending several hundred on a gear reduction, we're gonna just spend a lot more on something that hasn't been done yet. We're gonna start off by installing some EPI wet clutch springs. Now these are their economy springs. These are actually for the Foreman four-wheeler. They are the exact same as what we need for the Pioneer 500. Joe Kowinski has installed these on his. He highly recommends it. Again, these are their economy springs. And what that's actually going to do is increase our stall on our wet clutch by 400 or 500 RPMs. So what that's going to equate to is your engine's going to be spinning faster when your wet clutch grabs, which means you'll have more power on tap when that grabs to propel you. So these should be a tremendous help with them big old 32s. And they were like, oh, what were they? Somewhere between 40 and 60 bucks. So if you have bigger tires, you don't want to spend the money on a gear reduction, I'm going to try these out and see how these guys do first. So that's going to be coming up here as a build up to our Phase 2. And now for the piece de la resistance, Phase 2 of Project Mighty Mouse. We have several boxes here. I'm still waiting for a lot of stuff to get here, but there's enough here I can show you guys what we're going to do. Let's see what's in this box. We have some clamp looking thingies. We have some nice shiny pipe here. We got some rubber boots. What could that be for? We've got a little bag here with some goodies. We got some line. We've got some gaskets. We've got a funny looking thingy here. Kind of looks like some kind of pressure release valve of some sorts. Well, bam! That's right, my friends. We're going to turbo the Pioneer 500. Mighty Mouse is getting some. So yeah, this cute little turbo is going to go into Mighty Mouse. This, of course, is the VZ. What is it? VZ 21 or 22, something along that lines. It's small. It should spool up really, really quickly. This is made for 400 to 600 cc motors, which is right where the P5 is. And I think she'll work good for us once we get everything straightened out. Now, obviously, this is not going to be a bolt-on application. It's going to take a lot of fab work. And this is only a fraction of the parts coming. We're going to run an intercooler, of course, which I have yet to get. I got to measure up and see what's going to work best. We're going to run a standalone oiling system for the turbo. I have a oil tank coming. I'm actually going to use the old oil cooler off a Project Raging Rhino, since Greg's going to be running a new upgraded one. I think it'll work fine for this small size turbo, so we're going to employ that guy for an oil cooler. Fuel management, I've been in talk with the guys at DynoJet. They're going to hook me up with what I need for making sure we'll have the programming, the fueling to support a turbo. And then, of course, Greg from Iron Man Machine is going to be there to fabricate any kind of brackets or any welding that I need to do in order to make this work. So you guys that have been waiting and waiting and waiting for more Pioneer 500 content, we're not only doing it, we're doing it big. And that's such a cute little turbo too. Of course, if you didn't know, this was the blow-off valve for it. That small a turbo, we probably don't actually need to run a blow-off valve. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Plus, who doesn't love the sound of a blow-off valve when you floor it and let off and you just hear that? Yeah, that's probably not even close to how it's going to sound, but anyway. So yep, she's coming, guys. We will have the first ever turbocharged Pioneer 500, as long as I can get to it before someone else watches this and decides to do it and beats me to it, because I'm working on Raging Rhino. Hopefully the parts get here for that. We can get Raging Rhino up, running, out of the shop. Get Mighty Mouse in there before my P5 Jive, coming in June. So I can have this guy there for you to see. And I mean, what better way to test it than to take it to a meet and greet ride with a bunch of other P5s and see what she'll do. So if you guys want to see the first ever turboed Pioneer 500, make sure you do all you can to come out to the first annual, I'm hoping, P5 Jive at AOAA. I'll leave a link in my description below for the AOAA website so you can get directions there. You can find the cost there. This isn't a event per se, as I'm going to just kind of treat it as a meet and greet ride. There's going to be no vendors, no meals or anything planned. You guys will be responsible for your own passes for the days you're coming to ride. This is just to get together with fellow P5 riders and spend a day or two just hitting the trails and having fun on our mighty little Pioneer 500s. That's pretty much what we have coming up here in the direct future. I told you I had a lot of content with the P5 coming. Well, hopefully this is more than you guys were expecting. And it's because of you guys and your support of Appalachian Mountain Riders I'm able to do projects like this. So if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and give the video a good old thumbs up. Hope to see you guys at the P5 Jive. And until next time, keep on riding.